Good morning. Welcome to Ivy Day. Welcome to staff, faculty, alums, junior ushers, and class of 2019. New Englanders, it turns out there is such a thing as sun, after all. Welcome to alums and seniors connected now in the arc of women of promise, who are no doubt bearing out lives of distinction and purpose in imagination, perseverance, courage, and hope. Welcome to paraders, and I'm sorry, but can the class of '69 please rise and show us your outfits? This is how it's done, my friends. Ramadan Mubarak for anyone who is celebrating the holy season of Ramadan. Today, we praise that which was once a tiny lone shoot of ivy will extend its tendrils into time for years to come. By now, all of you have learned that if your ivy has died within the first week of your freshman year, it is not a bad omen for the rest of your life. Praise you, alumni. Praise how you see yourselves reflected anew in the weeping willow, Sealy lawn, and Gray Court gates each time you return. Praise and thank you to events management and the Alumni Association who have pulled off for yet another year what is the most logistically complicated ritual in all of Smith. Praise you, alum, for each time you return and see yourselves reflected anew in the weeping willow, Sealy lawn, and Gray Court gates. Praise Paradise Pond that rises up in a rainy spring. Praise all that is underneath the surface. Praise the river, how it sometimes buoys our sorrows and our joys as we walk along its banks. Praise the life and breath of Smith College, the housekeepers, the groundskeepers, the chefs, and the custodians. Praise how they have kept and comforted and nourished us. Praise all the staff, the deans, the directors, the librarians, the area coordinators, all the village builders. Praise the centers, praise the faculty, from labs to literature to botanics to orgo, from swag to sociology. Praise the disease curers, the book writers, the artists, the narrative makers. Praise Muslims and Jews and all religions. Praise black and brown, gay and straight. Praise the differently abled. Praise women, all kinds of women. Praise those who have to prove themselves every day in the eyes of society. Praise doors that open to all people. Praise the revolutions that begin here. Praise Otelia Cromwell. Praise not only one way of defining excellence, but many ways of embracing struggle. Praise each of you here today. Praise you, seniors. You have made a precious and unique contribution to this place. Praise the ivy, and may this moment help us to grow our roots wild and wonderful through this broken but beautiful world. Let us begin.
Little wardrobe adjustment here. Good morning. Welcome, members of the class of 2019. Welcome, faculty, alumni, parents, friends of graduates. Happy Ivy Day! My name is Susan Green. I'm here from Denver, Colorado. I was a psychology major at Smith and lived right in the middle of campus in Chapin House. Those are my people right there. It is my great privilege to congratulate the seniors on your graduation tomorrow. This is really a big accomplishment, isn't it? It's quite remarkable. Throughout your lives, you will reap abundant benefits from your time here in ways that are predictable and in ways that will surprise you. I promise you, the value of your Smith education is going to continue to grow and blossom throughout your life. Ivy Day celebrations, graduations, and reunions are markers that remind all of us of the strength of our common experience as Smithies. Our shared experiences extend across generations and connect us to this remarkable place and to one another. Ivy Day is a very powerful experience. It's certainly fun. The excitement and laughter, the funny signs, the recurring waves of red, yellow, and blue-green class ribbons, the cheers for each class as they march past the reviewing stand, and yet it is so much more. I remember clearly my own graduation weekend, which was 51 years ago, in May of 1968. I watched the 50th reunion class march past us, the graduating seniors. I thought the class, which was the class of 1918, isn't that amazing? Looked pretty spry, but they were so old. Now I look at the class of 1969 right out here in front of me, celebrating your 50th reunion, and I think you look so darn young. So, to the class of 2019, think about the shared history you are experiencing today. The class of 69 cheered the class of 1919 on Ivy Day at their graduation. And with 1 degree of separation through this class, the class of 69, you are connected to the class of 1919 that marched on Ivy Day 100 years ago today, this weekend. When you return for your reunions, pay attention to the older classes. Listen to their stories of women's history, of political history, of social history, of economic history. One day in the distant future, you will be parading for your 50th reunion. I know that's really hard to believe, but it actually does happen. And you will be welcoming the graduating class of 2069. And connecting to the Smith community for 150 years through the class of 1969. So that goes from 1919 to 2069. And you are part of that wingspan. You too will bear witness to 150 years of women's history. So let's take a moment to consider what happened in 1919. Smith students were celebrating the end of World War I. The Treaty of Versailles was signed. The League of Nations was created. Isn't that amazing? Emma Goldman, whose iconic poem welcomes immigrants on the Statue of Liberty, was jailed for distributing birth control information. Some things don't change. The 18th Amendment establishing prohibition passed, as did the 19th Amendment granting women the right to vote. On campus, President Nielsen led a $2 million capital campaign to build a music building, a gym, an indoor swimming pool, an infirmary, and more dorms in houses. $2 million. There were debates about increasing faculty salaries, and Smith students were headed to France to work on the post-war recovery. And then think about what happened 50 years ago. 1969, the Vietnam War was raging. Students were protesting in Washington and on campuses across the country. The Beatles held their last performance. 350,000 music fans descended on rain-soaked Woodstock. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, and Sesame Street debuted and changed children's television forever. On campus, on this campus, co-education and the future of women's colleges were the source of very heated debate. There were challenges to curriculum requirements, pressure to create a Black Studies major and diversify faculty and student bodies. Okay, class of 2019, what barriers are you going to break? How will your world be different in 2069? What role are you going to play? In the coming days, you will be starting new careers, beginning graduate school, moving to unfamiliar cities, in short, starting new chapters in your life. One thing you can be sure about, the alums sitting next to you, in front of you, behind you, these are the people who are really going to sustain you over the years. You have a Smith community, likely multiple Smith communities, no matter where your life takes you. The Smith community is it's global, and they're remarkable women, and you get to decide. You have so many opportunities ahead of you to participate and to lead. The Alumni Association will forever be your touch point to this amazing college. We're here to keep you connected to the campus and to one another. You will find as the years pass that your appreciation for Smith and what you experienced here will only deepen. When you are on top of the world, share your talent, your time, your charitable giving. Pass it on for the next generation of Smithies through the Alumni Association. Take another Smithie by the hand and bring her into our circle of Smith's global community. You'll both be glad you did. So stay connected, participate, call on us. We will embrace you. We will support you. We will welcome you with open arms. I wish you a wonderful commencement and reunion weekend. To all the classes, thank you so much. It's now my pleasure to introduce our remarkable president, Kathleen McCartney.
Thank you. I'm just going to... Well, good morning and welcome. You know, every year I experience anew how moving and powerful it is to see our graduates and alumni dressed in white, marching together as one. What a beautiful Smith tradition. This is my 6th Ivy Day celebration, which means I'm welcoming back to campus all the alumni classes I met during my first year. That feels really special to me. And of course, I'm delighted to be here this morning with the great class of 2019. Also happy to be with the parents, other family members, and friends, and with the hundreds of alumni celebrating milestone reunions, like the class of 1969. Let's hear it from you one more time. The class of 1979, make yourselves heard. Class of 1989. Go Unicorns. Class of 1999. And the class of 2009. Welcome home. So this morning, we gather as a community. That's great. Okay. Well, so what's Ivy Day about, really? It's about celebrating Smith and celebrating this network. It's about celebrating your place in the long arc of our college's history. It's about celebrating the power of the work that each of you will do throughout your lives. And to the graduates, you have worked hard. Savor this moment. Make a memory that you can carry forward with you. You'd be surprised how little you're going to remember about this moment, but look around for a second. 7 seconds and you get a permanent memory. Do you know that? So you're part of a remarkable community of change makers and barrier breakers. I think you saw that with these signs. Artists and activists, teachers and scholars. And in the years ahead, graduates, you will gain strength from this community right here. You'll take pride in your classmates and fellow alumni as you learn of their successes, and you will contribute to your communities and to the world. You'll manifest the commitment that all Smithies share, working to make the world more equitable, more just. You are Smith. And in return, this college, your college, will forever be your intellectual home. So last January, I attended a Smith College Business Network meeting in San Francisco. It was a very popular event. There were about 140 alumni there, all of whom were excited to hear Jenn Mayer, Smith class of 1993, who's a design director at a firm called IDEO. To give us an idea about the design thinking process, Jenn included an exercise in her presentation. She began by asking us to work in pairs with someone we didn't know. I turned around and said to the young alumna seated behind me, "I guess you're stuck with me." And she was a pretty good sport about it. Then Jenn asked us to think about the last big item each of us had bought. Our task was to ask our partners 5 questions about why they had made the purchase. When it was my turn to share, I told my partner about a new rug. Her first why question was straightforward. Why did you buy the rug? I told her that my husband Bill and I were furnishing a new home in Newburyport, Massachusetts. Why this particular rug, she wanted to know. I told her it was love at first sight. It's a handmade Indian rug with pale blues, grays, and creams. As soon as we saw it, we thought, this will provide the right mood for the family room, calm, neutral. Her third question was one several friends have also asked us. Why did you buy the house now when you're living in the president's house at Smith? I shared that our 2 daughters live in towns near Newburyport, and each is expecting a second baby this summer. It's future Smithies. They are girls. Bill and I want to be able to visit our grandchildren and help our daughters without crowding them and their families. Why Newburyport, she wondered. I explained that Newburyport is bounded by the Atlantic Ocean to the east. I envision many walks by the ocean when I retire. Why is the ocean so special to you? She queried with genuine interest. And then a sentence popped out of my mouth that surprised me. I confided, when I leave this world, I know I will miss walks by the beach. A good friend of mine recently took a job after several years of retirement. When I asked him what motivated his return to work, he said, "How many beach walks can you take?" And you know what I told him? An infinite number. So Jenn's exercise was a great introduction to the creative process of design thinking. I went from describing a rug purchase to identifying an existential practice that matters deeply to me, all in 5 seemingly simple questions. After I answered the last question, I began to reflect on why I do love beach walks so much. After a few steps on the sand, I feel at peace. I don't think about what to make for dinner. I don't think about how many emails are in my inbox. Instead, I'm focused on the rhythm of the waves, which breathe in and out in a predictable cadence, the ever-shifting sunlight on the surface of the water, and the ripples in the sand beneath my feet created by the last receding tide. Any walk can be a meditation. It isn't that I had never thought about this before. Rather, it's that my understanding seemed deeper somehow after the design thinking process. Love of nature is a familiar enough concept. Scientists describe the desire for humans to connect with the natural world as biophilia. The beauty of mountains, pastures, plains, and the sea disrupts the chaos of modern life, and provides us with what T.S. Eliot once called a still point in a turning world. Last year, while walking by the Mill River near campus, I tweeted a photo with a 2-word caption, forest bathing, which is the Japanese concept of immersing oneself in nature. Many of my followers resonated with the tweet. Even if you've never heard the phrase forest bathing, it sounds great, doesn't it? There's an abundance of research to support the thesis that time spent in the natural world elevates our mood. Although the mechanism for this phenomenon is unclear, physicians have speculated about it. Neurologist and author Oliver Sacks described the impact of nature this way: we find ourselves simultaneously calmed and reinvigorated, engaged in mind, refreshed in body and spirit. When poets write about nature, they do so with their characteristic wisdom. Here's a favorite of mine by Wendell Berry called "The Peace of Wild Things." When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of the wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for the light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. I love the juxtaposition between peace and wild things, a rhetorical device to highlight the unexpected. We don't typically connect the words peace and wild, yet the wildness of nature engenders peace. Humans attempt to create this kind of peace deliberately in their homes when they design and build gardens. Our new home in Newburyport has a very small backyard, so Bill and I have been watching episodes of the British television series Big Dreams, Small Spaces to get some ideas. Have you seen it? When I daydream now, I think of what we will plant. Lilies of the valley, a favorite of my mother. Perhaps wisteria, which graces the president's house here at Smith. Check it out, it's in full bloom today. Perhaps holly bushes, so we'll have color and greenery in the winter. Last year, a student taking a course in landscape studies dropped by my office hours to ask me about the new garden by the president's house. She wanted to know how it came to be. The truth is, I was an easy mark when the former director of the Botanic Garden showed me plans for a formal garden overlooking Paradise Pond. An alumna who's a noted landscape architect once referred to the pond as the beating heart of the Smith campus. So clearly this view deserved a garden. From time to time, people stop to tell me how much they enjoy the new garden, which Elliott Chase Nolan, class of 1954, funded and named for her mother, Beatrice Chase, class of 1928. Beatrice's nickname was Happy, so now Smith has the Happy Chase Garden, a perfect name for the space. When I told the student about how good it felt to have played a small role in the creation of the garden, she recommended I read a book titled Gardens, an Essay on the Human Condition by Robert Pogue Harrison. Harrison argues that cultivation of the soil and cultivation of the spirit are co-natural. In April, when my brother-in-law David learned he had only weeks to live, he told my husband and me, "I hope I live to see my redbud tree bloom one last time." He didn't. Earlier in the year, I had read an essay by Rachel Clark, a palliative care physician, about life's last moments. Her advice to the dying and their loved ones is to open a window because, in her words, just nature is enough. Her patients yearn for fresh air, for a blackbird song, and for flowers. One patient described seeing, and I quote, the whitest, frothiest, blossomest blossom that there ever could be from his window. Perhaps we yearn for nature when we die as we struggle to separate from this beautiful physical world. And perhaps I was channeling this essay somehow when I confided to my design thinking partner about the importance of beach walks for me. There won't be an infinite number of them, and maybe that's why they're so precious. When I meet with students and alumni, one of my why questions for you is always, why did you decide to study at Smith? For so many of you, it was the beauty of the landscape that drew you here. Smith is defined by a profound sense of place. So many of you use the same metaphor to describe the experience of being on this campus. It grounds you. A phrase in the last line of Wendell Berry's poem is poignant: grace of the world. Grace renews us. The peace and wildness of this campus renews us. You sensed this on your first visit. You sense it here today. Students, as you prepare to leave us, I hope you will reflect on your many walks through campus, especially the quiet ones, when you ambled to your house, arm in arm with a friend. And as the alumni know, you're always welcome to return to this place you once called home, where the pond, the shaded paths, and the mountains will be waiting for you. Thank you. I now call upon Ingrid Megalis, class of 2019, to deliver the expression of student gratitude.
Good morning. Am I worth it? Am I even good enough to be here?
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm sure that many of us have asked ourselves these two questions, and perhaps even believed that the answer was no. Our challenges and the unknown can pose a threat to the ability to place trust in ourselves, to see and acknowledge our personal strengths. My name is Ingrid Megalis. I'm an Ada Comstock Scholar. A government major and a proud member of the class of 2019. I'm also the daughter of two wonderful parents who deeply recognize the value of an education, but who never had the chance to pursue it themselves. And today, I would like to take this opportunity to thank them and share a little bit of my story with you. My upbringing in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, allowed me to witness social injustices, crime, violence, and the limited access to quality education. But it also taught me the importance of focusing my efforts to assist my fellow community members, my parents, and encouraged me to fully commit to all of my endeavors, from teaching music to children in the urban slums known as favelas, to organizing social events within our community. Giving once all was and still remains the standard in our home. And armed with these values, I moved to the United States to pursue a higher education at the age of 22. I faced great difficulties in adapting to the new environment, including the tremendous challenge of learning English as an adult. After nearly 3 years of language study, my dream to pursue a higher education seemed within reach. 5 years after arriving in America, I had completed an associate's degree in liberal arts at Norwalk Community College, Connecticut. Graduating at the top of my class and being accepted into the prestigious Ada Comstock Scholar Program at Smith College. And tomorrow, I'll become the first in my family to complete a college degree. I remember my first day at Smith. I was taking Gov 100 with Professor Gregory White, and I know some of you are not a big fan of political theory, but Professor White has his own ways of making students like his classes. In fact, that class changed my life. It was the very first time I had ever read Plato, and my mind was just blown with his claims about society, government, and human nature. And I wanted to read every single word of the Plato's Republic. And I did, at least during the 2 first weeks of classes, until I realized that 24 hours on a day were not enough to read 3 chapters of Plato. That was when I began to doubt myself. I felt so overwhelmed and extremely stressed, and I asked myself the 2 questions that I opened my speech with. Am I worth it? Am I even good enough to be here? But Smith meant resourcefulness. It meant empowerment. It meant work, but it also meant friendship. I was so blessed to have found friends who have become closer than siblings to me. The challenges I encountered in my classes were overcome with persistence, resilience, and great support of friends. Thank you, Deandra and Zoya, for the role that you played in my academic success. And to Sydney, my dear fellow Ada, I will never forget a moment when you saw the heavy weight in my eyes. You provided with that moment of comfort. You looked at me and said, "You are not alone." I'm grateful for your life and for our friendship. Thank you. My time at Smith has made me more confident, more aware of my strengths. It presented me with endless opportunities that I would never have imagined. Encouraged by Rebecca Hovey, the director and dean of the International Study, I spent the spring 2018 semester in Geneva, Switzerland. I interned for Plan International, an NGO that advocated for girls and young women's rights. I spoke twice at the UN Human Rights Council, and I developed a training platform that taught NGOs and civil society organizations on how to engage with the UN mechanisms. This platform was translated into 4 languages, and it has been used in 10 different countries within the Asian and African continents. None of these would have been possible without the support I received from Smith and its generous financial aid. In fact, during my time at Smith, I encountered unexpected expenses from fixing my car to having to pay medical bills. And I'm grateful for the generous financial support received to alleviate some of this burden. I'm especially grateful for the lives of Dean Andrea Rossi Reeder, and Sidonia Dalby for their love and dedication to the Ada community. During my senior year, I began stressing out about my uncertain future. Can anyone relate to that? As an international student, there was great pressure to find a job after graduation in order to meet visa requirements. But once again, peers, staff, and faculty members played a crucial role in my success. I received great support from my dear family at the Lazarus Center for Career Development, especially from Deborah Weinhoven. I am indebted to all of them for their unwavering support towards my professional career. I have accepted an employment offer from Sanford Heisler Sharp, a public interest law firm located in Washington, D.C., where I'll be working as a legal assistant for a period of 1 year. And then in the fall of 2020, I'll be attending the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University. I think I need a tissue by now. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that some of the faculty have become as close as family to us. And Leone, the professor of French studies and director of landscape studies program, became a central figure in my life at Smith. From encouraging me to pursue my studies in French to completing my applications for graduate schools, merci beaucoup, Anne, for everything you have done for me. This morning, my heart is filled with gratitude. And I thank God for every single blessing that changed the course of my life. And for the alumni, for the tremendous role that all of you have played in our lives. Tomorrow, this student chapter at this amazing institution officially ends as we join the Smith alumni community. Here, we found friends, sisters, mentors who greatly shaped our trajectory. And to you, my fellow peers, you are worth it. You are much more than just good enough. You are the most exceptional human beings I have had the honor to meet. Always remember to believe in yourself, in your dreams, in your power. And when you find yourself facing self-doubt and uncertainty in any of your pursuits, remember the words of Martin Luther King Jr. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Ingrid, for sharing your journey and your Smith story, and for representing our astonishing graduates of the class of 2019. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Smith, to all of you who are here, and to those who are listening and watching over live stream. Welcome. I'm Beth Rothfeld. I'm the Senior Vice President for Smith Alumni Relations and Development. It's my distinct honor to greet you at this wonderful celebration for Smith, welcoming our amazing alumni and our remarkable graduating seniors. I also want to join in giving a big shout out to the fabulous staff of the Alumni Relations and Development and to all college employees for making this happen and bringing us to this fabulous day. The Smith College Ivy Day tradition began in 1884 when the graduating class planted ivy to symbolize their lifelong connection and dedication to Smith. All these years later, Ivy Day represents the moment when our community comes together in recognition of the power of Sophia Smith's founding vision for this great college. There is nothing more exciting than to gather together smart, innovative, ambitious Smithies. 50,000 Smithies strong. You are a force to be reckoned with, one of the largest alumni networks in the world. We see this in the sheer numbers of you here today and we see it in your remarkable engagement and philanthropic support for Smith. Every gift, no matter the size, is a powerful endorsement and vote of confidence in our great college's mission to educate women of promise for lives of distinction and purpose. However, just as important as the impact of the dollars raised by each class here today is the participation percentage of alumni stepping forward and participating. The more people who give to Smith annually, the more competitive we are among our peers and the higher our national ranking. Thanks in large part to all of you. Together, we truly are keeping Smith strong. This morning, I have the pleasure, therefore, of recognizing your Smith spirit and generosity by announcing the awards for reunion attendance and class fundraising. Women supporting women, there is nothing more powerful. Throughout Smith's 140-year history, alumni, parents, students, and friends have given the resources to keep Smith at the forefront of higher education, and I'm happy to say the college has never been stronger. Today, with your help, we are especially focused on building a state-of-the-art 21st century library, and particularly focused on continuing to increase scholarship aid for our students. As President McCartney says, access means excellence. Your partnership is a matter of tremendous pride for us all, worthy of this public celebration on this beautiful day. In that spirit, I would like to acknowledge the extraordinary contributions of each class who's represented here today. Would each class fundraising volunteers please stand as your class totals and awards are announced. The class of 2009. Celebrating your 10th reunion. Over the past 5 years, you have collectively raised $42,119 with an average class participation rate of 20%. Congratulations on winning your participation challenge with Mount Holyoke College. The class of 1999, in celebration of your 20th reunion, you have raised $130,323 over the past 5 years with an average percentage rate of 24%. Congratulations also to you for winning your participation challenge with Mount Holyoke College. And celebrating the 30th reunion, the great class of 1989. In the past 5 years, you have raised $549,230 with an average percentage of 34% of your class contributing. And you also have won the participation challenge with Mount Holyoke College. The extraordinary class of 1979. Celebrating your 40th reunion, you have raised a 5-year gift of $2,003,952, an average of 34% of your class contributing. Thank you. And the amazing class of 1969. celebrating your milestone 50th reunion. Each year, a special award is given to the reunion class that raises the largest gift over the 5 years since its last reunion. Your 5-year gift total is $18 million. Let me finish that number. $18,675,501. With an average of 58% participation. And this year alone, we are so proud of you and so grateful that you have reached 69% participation. Thank you. We appreciate your incredible loyalty and your amazing generosity. And while I have the attention of the class of 1969, I'd like to announce that they have also won the award for the highest percentage of classmates in attendance for a reunion, with 43% of you here today. And the award for the most number of classmates in attendance, with 223 of you here celebrating. The class of 1969 has also won our Gray Court Society Award, which comes to the class with the greatest number of new members who have included Smith College in their estate plans since the last reunion. Thank you. Congratulations. Also here today, I want to acknowledge the parents and families of our graduating seniors. I know firsthand, as a mother, the pride you are feeling, watching as your children transform from Smith students to Smith alumni right before your eyes. We are proud to admit them into the alumni family of Smith College. Your support began when you applauded your students' choice to come to Smith. Through your gifts to the Smith Fund and engagement with the Smith Families Network, you've demonstrated an unwavering commitment to your students' success and in support of education. Parents have contributed $1.1 million to the college this year alone, and we are very, very grateful. One of the most powerful ways alumni show their pride in Smith is by giving annually and consistently to the Smith Fund, and therefore being counted in our overall participation numbers. We honor these devoted supporters, all of whom have given at least 5 consecutive years as Smith Stars. Your commitment reflects your deep desire to ensure Smith's continued excellence on the shoulders of the generations of alumni who have come before you. This type of consistent giving is critical to the college's financial health, and we invite everyone to join in becoming a Smith Star with consistent annual donations to Smith. All Smith Stars here today have a Smith Star on your name tag, and I'd like to ask you at this moment if all Smith Stars, please, would stand and be recognized. And I'd like to congratulate again the class of 1969 for having the most Smith Stars here this weekend. And finally, last but not least, I also would like to congratulate the wonderful graduating class of 2019. Thank you for having 31% participation to your senior gift. Thank you so much. We're proud of you and are uplifted by your sense of gratitude to embrace the spirit of philanthropy that is a deep Smith tradition. And we welcome you to the Alumni Association of Smith College. With today's Ivy Day celebration, we're reminded of all that Smith has given and all that Smith has been given. In founding her namesake college, Sophia Smith in 1871 bequeathed the establishment of an institution for the higher education of young women for lives of distinction. Every story we tell about our astonishing graduates, every gift we make, every good word we say about Smith, every connection we make to another Smith alumna is evidence that we are living up to Sophia's vision. Be proud of Smith. Be proud of each other. Thank you all for all you are doing to keep Smith strong. I now invite our senior class president, Aminata Khan, to the stage to accept on behalf of the class of 2019 two important gifts. Aminata, while we are certain that your class commitment, intelligence, leadership skills, and creativity will surely guarantee your success and the success of all your classmates, we also want to give you seed money to make reaching that success a little easier. From the Office of Alumni Relations, we present to the class of 2019 a gift in the amount of $2,000 to your class treasury.
Thank you.
Additionally, on behalf of the 50th reunion class of 1969, I invite the class president, Janet Williams Harrison, to the podium to present their gift to the class of 2019.
We, the members of the great Smith College class of 1969, on the occasion of our 50th reunion, are pleased to present the gift of $2,019 to the graduating class of 2019 as seed money for their own milestone 50th reunion in 2069.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Would Hannah Phyllis Grasso, class of 2019, please come forward to lead us in Gaudiamo Zigitur.
Gaudiamus igitur, Juven estum sumus. Gaudiamus igitur, Juven estum sumus. Post iucundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habemus transeas ad superos, habeas ad inferos, post jucundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos avemitumus, nos avemitumus. Vivant academia, vivant professores, vivant academia, vivant professores, vivant membrum quod libet, vivant membra quod libet, semper sit in flore, semper sit in flore.
Would Susan Etheridge, Dean of the College and Vice President for Campus Life, and Joe O'Rourke, Interim Provost and Dean of the Faculty, please come forward to award the prizes to degree candidates and recognize honors received by this graduating class.
Good morning. I'm Susan Etheridge, Dean of the College, a member of the faculty, and of the great Smith class of 1977. And this morning, I join in offering my congratulations to the great class of 2019. Today, I have the privilege of announcing the names of seniors who distinguished themselves in particular academic pursuits and in service to the college. Although prize winners from all 4 classes are listed in your program, only graduating senior prize winners are announced today. I will announce the prize winners by academic department, so please refer to your program to see the names and descriptions of the particular prizes each student has won. Most of these prizes have not yet been announced, so the recipients will be surprised. Prize winners, take note. At the close of the ceremony this morning, go to the prize table at Emerson Arch, that way, under the sign Prizes and Awards, where you will receive a letter revealing what your prize is. We will have a chance to applaud all of the winners when I finish reading the names. So are you ready? Here are the seniors awarded the prizes in each department. Africana Studies, Nicola Metzger. Kai, Imani, Olivia, Ruby, Cunningham, Shirley. American Studies, Claire Alice Baumgardner. Jenna Lee Gilly. Rebecca Claire Tibbetts. Anthropology, Gwendolyn Ruth Jones. Xiaolu Sui. Art, Nicole Beridan. Haley Gail Peterson. Athena Sophides. Astronomy, Olana Komarova. Athletics, Lauren Bondi. Molly Rose Day. Lydia Pedrick D'Angelo. Aiko Jakowski. Biochemistry, Lydia Pedrick D'Angelo. Biological Sciences, Sabrina Cordero. Lydia Pedrick D'Angelo. Eleanor Getz. Sarah Emma Louise Hauntz. Stephanie Ann Long. Zoe Elise Murrell. Hafsa Mohammed Murray. Simran Shani. Gabrielle Usloon Scholars. Bailey Nelson Whitney. Bethlehem Aznako Yigsaw. Buddhist Studies, Levy Sage Singleton. Helen Hills Chapel, Jennifer Moran. Diana Umana. Chemistry, Nancy Kwan. Cindy Robin Hu. Julia Kim. Aminata Khan. Autumn Marie Minio. Claire Alexander Vinson. Classics, Hazel Grace Calderon. Abigail Dorothea Krominga. Margaret Elizabeth Nolting. Comparative Literature, Sarah Denny Arnold. Khulud Fahim. Computer Science, Ojazwi Ajira. Perla Alejandra Garcia. Artemis Metaxa Kakavuli. Logan James Swanson. Dance, Sophia Evelina Engelman. Noli Marganit, I'll do that again, Noli Marganit Rosen. Office of the Dean of the College, Daisy Astorga Gonzalez. Deandra Dillon. Asha Hinson. Nina Grace Henry. Sydney Hoversten. Amalia E. Leader. Mia Caroline Lloyd. Melanie Wynn. Jenna Anna Rosa, I'll do that again. Jenna Anna Rose Pepe. Emma Louise Stuart. East Asian Languages and Literatures, Sarah Marie Kolick. Eva Marie Olson. Jocelyn Kaing Ong. Economics, Morgan Barney. Julia Ng. Umema Kulua. Melanie Wynn. Suiyu Lily Kian. Jushen Vivian Wang. Education and Child Study, Jennifer Gutierrez. Engineering, Sarah Wingying Chu. Beatrix May Dalton. Amber Camila Garcia. Ha Fong Lee. Si Lee. English, Miles Bond. Samantha Rosamond Brown. Nora Holmes Daniels. Elena Erskine. Julia Ann Faulkner. Anna Sophia Gitina. Lacey Carol Harvey. Gracie Boudreau Kinsey. Emily Ann Morris. Charlotte Marie Palmer. Tanya M. Ritchie. Kai Imani Olivia Ruby Cunningham Shirley. Julia B. Smith. Environmental Science and Policy Program, Sydney Noah Bobrow. Deandra Dillon. Chloe Ann Harris. Stephanie Long. Elena Ariane Martinez. Film and Media Studies, Allison Shea Meneghetti. French Studies, Melanie Bonsion. Sabrina Cordoron. Devin Nicole Doling. Elizabeth Freeman. Janan Louisa Fugal. Andrea Quinanza. Lucy Chen Hall. Leah Francesca Minoni. Natalie Norberg. Anna Denise Chichania. Carla Panay. Brinping Sibli. Julia B. Smith. Raymond Clark Van Heusen. Madison Mackenzie Vogel. Geosciences, Sophia Jean Johnson. Rhiannon Zoe Nolan. German Studies, Madeleine Stuart Fraser. And Marcel Macaulay. Zoe Reel. Government, Sarah Marie Kolick. Pamela Larkin. History, Madeleine Stuart Fraser. Molly Rose Henry. Abigail Dorothea Crominga. Daniela Paradise. Rebecca Claire Tibbetts. Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity, Jennifer Gutierrez. Daisy Paez. Italian Studies, Hannah McNeil Gockel. Jane Kuntz. Hannah Louise Matthews. Olivia Ruth Pugsley. Jandon Center for Community Engagement, Lily Lee. Loida Pan. Anna Denise Chinchania. Emily Emerald Whittier. Shooting Jen. Jewish Studies, Abigail Claire Weaver. Landscape Studies, Janan Louisa Fugel. Jessica Elizabeth McKnight. Latin American and Latina Studies, Ellison Deanna Hirsch. Mathematics and Statistics, Umema Kulua. Tishan Lu. Widonu. Medieval Studies, Charlotte Marie Palmer. Middle East Studies, Megan Keenan Haft. Music, Kyle Marcos Alfin. Kennedy Ellen Barber Fraser. Hannah Phyllis Grasso. Natalie Jean Labossiere. Cass Ford Merton. Emma Ning. Charlotte Marie Palmer. Jessie Wong. Neuroscience, Jamie Chan. Emily Halstead. Philosophy, Elisa Anderson. Alexandra Josephine Golikov. Maddie Kulke. Mary Ellen Stolman Vanderveen. Alina Wang. Physics, Margaret Miles Allard. Sarah M. Elgazzoli. Sarah M. Elgazzoli. Olana Komarova. Weijan Lin. Psychology, Asha Hinson. Religion, Abigail Lily Allen. Russian, East European, and Eurasian Studies, Adelaide Helen Bacon. Grace Park. Sociology, Emma Jale Bocour. Katerina Geppert. South Asian Studies, Anushka Jenn. Mandira Bencott. Spanish and Portuguese, Willow Crawford Crudell. Kaya Hamer Bumstead. Statistical and Data Sciences, Juliana Alvord. Theater, Marty Bongfeld. Isabel Brown. Lillian Buckengroff. Jillian Ann O'Shaughnessy Cannon. Rosemary Ewing. Gabrielle Jean Frada. Courtney Cora Grace Grant. Zoe Sophia Margolis. Lisa Mena. Tanya M. Ritchie. Abigail Claire Weaver. Program for the Study of Women and Gender, Jenna Lee Gilly. Rebecca Claire Tibbetts. And a great big round of applause for all our prize winners. Thank you.
I'm Joe O'Rourke, Provost Dean of the Faculty, and I bring greetings on behalf of the faculty to the class of 2019. The Smith faculty has nurtured your intellectual growth, and we have celebrated your accomplishments in classrooms, labs, in music and theater performances, in art exhibits, athletics, in student government, in community engagement. You have made us proud. Given your impressive accomplishments, it is a special pleasure to introduce those members of the class of 2019 who we honor for excellence in their overall academic achievement during their time at Smith. Since there are many and their names are printed in the program, I will not read them individually, but let me ask recipients of the awards and honors to stand as a group at the appropriate moment to receive the well-deserved accolades of all of us present. At Smith, students are eligible for election to 8 National Honor Societies. 7 members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Delta Phi Alpha for excellence in the study of German. Please rise. 24 members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Mu Sigma Rho for excellence in the field of statistics. Please rise. Thirteen members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Nu Rho Psi, the National Honor Society in Neuroscience. Please rise. Eighteen members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Psi Chi for excellence in the field of psychology. Please rise. "27 members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Pi Sigma Alpha, the National Political Science Honor Society. Please rise. And 97 members of the class of 2019 and 2 graduate students have been elected to Sigma Xi on the basis of their demonstrated excellence in the field of science. Please rise. 7 members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Tau Beta Kappa for excellence in the field of engineering. Please rise. Finally, 62 members of the class of 2019 have been elected to Phi Beta Kappa in recognition of their overall academic achievement. Please rise. Let's recognize all these achievements. Okay, next I would like to, sorry about it. Next I'd like to recognize honors conferred by the departments. Departmental honors are a long-standing tradition at Smith that permits students to work independently and in depth on a topic of particular interest to them in their major field. You will see the titles of their theses along with the names of the faculty advisors printed in the program. 89 members of the class of 2019 have completed this program and have been awarded one of 3 categories of honors. May I introduce first those 10 members of the program awarded honors in their major. Please stand. Next, those 44 awarded high honors. Please rise. And lastly, those 35 awarded highest honors. May I ask you to rise? Finally, it's my pleasure to introduce those who are receiving Latin honors. For 49 years, conferral of the baccalaureate degree with Latin honors has been based on the level of achievement over the last 3 years of the college program. 89 members of the class of 2019 have earned this designation by the high level of their performance. First, may I introduce those 51 who will receive the degree cum laude with honor. Please rise. Next, those 29 students who will receive the degree magna cum laude. Finally, we know how hard each of you worked to earn your degree, so it seems only fitting to bestow a special mark on those whose work has earned the rare honor of summa cum laude with highest praise. As I read their names, I ask that these graduates come forward to receive a special tassel and braid to be worn throughout the commencement ceremonies. Madeleine Stuart Fraser. Please come to the stage. Maria Gurmash. Molly Henry. Good shortcut. Nina Henry. Olana Kormarova. Omema Kaluha. Melanie Wynn. Hi. And Sui Wu Lily Qian. Is she coming? There she is. That's it. To all our graduates, on behalf of the faculty, I offer our warm congratulations and best wishes for continued success. You came to Smith as women of promise, and now you're leaving to lead lives of distinction and purpose. We wish you a proud and fond farewell, and we will look forward to learning of your future accomplishments and welcoming you back as alumni. Thank you.
And now I call upon Senior Class President Aminata Khan to join me for the traditional planting of the ivy. Would Hannah please come forward once again to lead us in singing the Smith College Alumni Song?
Alma Mater, Smith College, source of memories long to live. Now together we acknowledge these, the gifts you give. Joy of friendship, joy of learning, time to wander, search and seek, treasure holding, hearts returning through the years to be. Alma Mater, Smith College, ever close to thee.
Thank you, Hannah. As we close today's ceremony, I'm struck by the power of the day, of our community, and our shared history. It is a history of leadership and connection, of bringing to life Sophia Smith's vision of alumni using their education to do the most good for the greatest number. Each of you sustains that vision through your own commitment to this great college, to your communities, and to the world. I thank you for being here. Enjoy the